Tonight on News Prime, House of Assembly says NBA reaction hasty and out of context. And business oil seals factory enlarge over environmental violations. The first in U.S. woman sues IVF clinic after giving birth to another couple's baby. And sports, Lookman hit back at Gasperini after penalty criticism. Hello and welcome to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. A quick reminder that we are on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276, free to air and Nicomsat. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Saviour Oyekere as chairman of the National Assembly Service Commission for a 5-year renewable term. Presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga in a statement stated that until his appointment, Oyekere, an environmental specialist, was the deputy chief of staff to the Senate president. Tinubu also approved the appointment of 2 commission members from each of the 6 geopolitical zones. Nigeria's access to $602.95 million grant for 2025 from the United States Agency for International Development is now uncertain following a 90-day suspension of all agency programs by President Donald Trump. The fund freeze stems from an executive order signed by President Trump after his return to office in January 2025, directing a comprehensive review of United States foreign assistance. The review aims to assess the effectiveness of American aid programs with a focus on eliminating waste and ensuring funds align with U.S. national interest. And now from the National Assembly, tension erupted in the Senate after Senator Natasha Akpoti clashed with the leadership over a sitting arrangement dispute. The issue began when Akpoti's seat was reassigned following a reshuffle prompted by opposition members moving to the majority wing. However, she refused to relocate. The Chief Whip, Senator Tyree Mongono, cited Senate rules to justify the change, explaining that seat adjustment were within the Senate President's authority. The United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, says there is no evidence that the United States Agency for International Development is funding Boko Haram or any terrorist group. Amir said it after a meeting with the Nigerian Governors Forum in Abuja that no nation condemns Boko Haram's violence more strongly than the U.S. He assured all that if any evidence is found, the U.S. government will work with the Nigerian government to investigate it. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Moses, says Nigeria will not accommodate any form of disrespect from any country against its citizens, saying it is important for everyone to understand that Nigeria deserves respect. As it is stated, these are the defense headquarters in Abuja shortly after he received the wounded military personnel that had participated in the Victorious Games in Canada, maintained that Nigerians is being treated unfairly by some countries. Kikalo Mokere completes the story.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, dismissed the insinuation from some quarters that members of the armed forces were not invited to Vancouver, Canada, to participate in Invictus Game initiated by Duke Sex. Providing an insight into what transpired during the preparation, General Musa says they followed all due process, adding that concerned government officials, including ministers and national security advisor, were aware.
The denial of the visa. We mustn't travel abroad. Nigeria is good enough for all of us. We had an agreement. We were invited. A program was sent. We forwarded our requirements. We followed the process. Everybody knows members of the armed forces will never take shortcuts. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of State, the NSA, everybody is aware about this journey. And we followed the process. But for reasons best known to them. Most of the teams, you remember, the team captain did not go. The medical doctor was not there, the physiotherapist did not go. All those that were important for the team were not given visas. And the question is why? Well, I'm happy that the federal government is also looking at those aspects. I think it's important for people to understand that we deserve respect as Nigerians all over the world. And we must And we must never accommodate disrespect from anybody because we're a great country.
A further pledge to stop at nothing to improve the morale of the troops and the wounded and the sick personnel.
Chief of Defense Staff, this is a clarion call that whatever it takes to raise the morale of our troops, we will do it, whatever the cost is, because we know once the troops see what we are doing with those that are injured, they will want to give their best because they know if anything happens to them, they will also be taken care of.
Speaking shortly after they were ushered in, the Director of Sport at Defense Headquarters lament over the visa denial by the Canada High Commission, saying out of 25-man team that was invited, only 14 were granted visas. He explained that the team were initially demoralized because the team captain, physiotherapist, and other important persons that were supposed to be part of the trip but were denied visas.
These soldiers re-strategized knowing their success was already diminished from teams and put up a great fight. Notwithstanding this setback, our team participated in over 6 events, which include wheelchair basketball, sitting volleyball, Nordic events, indoor rowing, and swimming. The team's outstanding performance earned Nigeria 1 gold medal, 1 silver medal, and 4 bronze medals.
The team leader expressed gratitude to the Chief of Defense Staff, saying the experience gives them opportunity to interact with other officers from other countries and to heal.
When we were privileged to get to the point where we'll see the light at the end of the tunnel was when you magnanimously brought the Invictus and this initiative to the wounded, injured, and sick personnel. So it was a magnanimous initiative that actually brought light at the end of the tunnel for all of us. So when all of us were introduced to the game as a means of recovery, little did we know that our disability will be overturned.
I said there is an ability in every disability because you never can tell where your strength is. Being here today, sir, I would say we are very grateful because when Ruth came in, when I saw Ruth the first time, Ruth could not use her hand, and today she is a gold medalist.
The Invictus Game is an international multi-sport event meant for recovery for the wounded, injured, and sick personnel. However, the team finally won different medals listed as 1 gold medal, 1 silver medal, 4 bronze medals in different sports they participated in. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
And I get to Benue State as the government has assured of its readiness to continue to collaborate with the media and remain accountable and transparent to the people in the discharge of its constitutional mandate. Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Toso Okola, gave the hints during an interface with members of the Nigeria Union of Journalists at the public presentation of the breakdown of the 2025 state budget. Our correspondent Felix Zindere was there for Global TV.
The formal presentation of the 2025 budget tagged Budget of Human Capital Development, Food Security and Digital Economy seeks to address challenges of human capital development and socio-economic welfare, agriculture, trade and investment, power, science and technology, digital economy and e-governance. The total budget of 550.1 billion naira has a capital expenditure of 357.6 billion naira, while recurrent expenditure stands at 192.5 billion naira. Director General of Benue State's Budget and Economic Planning Commission, Professor Jeremy Ndoho, says infrastructure takes 20%, while education and knowledge management, health and human services, agriculture and food security have 15% each.
If we look at roads, the roads are quite expensive. If you want to do a good road, a very good road, you should be looking at nothing less than 1 billion naira for 1 kilometer of road. So His Excellency is putting close to 110 of our monies into roads, which we are thinking, which we know that our underpasses that he has started, both the one in Makodi here and the one in Boko, will also be completed within this road.
Chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Benue State Council, Bemdo Ugbe, and the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Matthew Abu, lauded the government's developmental strides and appealed to the members of the press to enlighten members of the public on government programs for the overall good of the state.
It is very, very important as an executive arm of government to present budgets for implementation of policies, priorities, and allocation of resources accordingly. The budget is a check on the executive branch by both the legislature and the fourth arm of government, which is the fourth estate of the realm, the media.
Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Teso Kula, while commending the members of the Fourth Estate of REM, assured the people that the budget is all enclosed as its effect will be felt across all sectors of the economy.
Today you are here for no any other business but basically the business of budget breakdown. This is an event organized between the Budget Office and the AUJ.
Federation accounts is said to generate 430.3 billion naira, internally generated revenue to provide 35.5 billion naira, aid and grants 26.4 billion naira, and capital development fund receipts 57.7 billion naira. In Makodi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
And now the 36 state governors under the endorsement of the Nigeria Governors Forum have emphasized the need to deepen cooperation with the United States of America on economic development, governance and health. In a statement issued after its meeting in Abuja, the NGF chairman and Kwara State Governor Abdulrazak reaffirmed their commitment for working with state legislatures to promote governance reforms and ensure effective policy implementation at a sub-national level. A summary reveals that the forum engaged with the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, who shared his vision for a renewed and dynamic partnership between Nigeria and the United States, highlighting a shift from the donor-recipient model to one of mutual collaboration. He underscored the importance of fostering economic opportunities for Nigerians. Now, the Ganduje Foundation has sponsored free eye treatment for 1,000 residents of Jigawa State. The exercise was held at Sambo Hospital, Duse in Jigawa State. All the beneficiaries were provided with medications and recommended eyeglasses, as some of them underwent eye surgery for a variety of eye disease. Kikoli Makere has the details.
Governor of Jigawa State, Malam Umar Namadi, has commended the national chairman, All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, and his wife, Professor Afsat Umar Ganduje, for the gesture. Namadi says he was not surprised by how Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje is extending some of the human-centered projects he executed while he was the governor of Kano State to Jigawa State, saying Professor Afsat Umar Ganduje is of Jigawa origin. The APC national chairman emphasized the importance of sight, saying that was the main reason behind the exercise in the state. He added that the medical outreach is one of the services Ganduje Foundation provides to Nigerians. The beneficiary commended Ganduje's foundation for the outreach. They says they were glad that they were provided with a number of eye problem related service free of charge. The All Progressive Congress national chairman Abdullahi Ganduje attended the event in the company of his wife, Professor Afsat Umar Ganduje, his children and well-wishers. The outreach include surgery for variety of eye diseases and provision of medication and recommended glasses to all beneficiaries. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Now again from Benue State, the House of Assembly says a statement credited to the Nigerian Bar Association on the resolutions of the Assembly over the removal of the State Chief Judge is hasty and out of context. Majority Leader of the House, Seta Tisa, said these in a media chat with journalists on the development of the Government House, Makurdi. Our correspondent Felicity Ndere has a report.
Benue State House of Assembly had, through its resolutions, approved the removal of the Chief Judge of Benue, Justice Maurice Ikpamisi, on allegations bordering on corruption, misappropriation of funds, extra budgetary expenditure, among others. The development also has led to the response by the Nigerian Bar Association, which in a statement said the decision did not follow due process. Majority Leader Sate Tisi, in an interactive engagement with the media, insisted that the State Assembly acted in accordance with the Section 292 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended. Tisi said the association predicted its press statement on Sections 153 and 271 on discipline and removal of judicial officers and not based on the provision of Section 292 of the Constitution.
As far as we're concerned, the NBA were hasty because they were basing the argument on separate sections of the law outside the 292 that the Constitution had given us powers as members of the Assembly to act and recommend on the removal of the Chief Judge.
The Majority Leader described the actions of the 13 suspended members of the State Assembly as an afterthought, noting that the House prioritized the stability of the state and is in no way rubber stamp for the executive arm.
But the Constitution do not give the House of Assembly the responsibility of investigating. Remember, we did not originate any petition. If we originate, because of our powers of oversight, we can delve into asking certain questions to know what they were.
It remains to be seen what becomes the fate of the embattled Chief Judge of the state as events unfold. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
Two Nigerians, James Weir and Mohamed Ashafa, have been named winners of the inaugural Commonwealth Peace Prize. The co-founders of the Interfaith Mediation Center were recognized for their exceptional contributions to peace building and reconciliation in Nigeria. The Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland announced their win in a congratulatory letter addressed to the Deputy High Commissioner of Nigeria, Sani Suleiman. Now, a twin explosion rocked two flow stations near the Khartoum Channel off the coast of Borno, Bonny in Rivers State, raising fears of casualties. The blast reportedly destroyed several facilities at the flow station, located around 30 nautical miles from Bonny's coastline. The Khartoum Channel is a major hub for oil and gas facilities situated near the boundary between Bonny and the Ngema local government area in Rivers State. You're watching the live broadcast of News Prime, where News Prime returns. The FCTR threatens demolition of illegal structures in Abuja community. We have those details from the world of business, as well as more stories from sports and foreign segment for you. Please stay with us.
That global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world with our app on Google and Play Store. All you need to do is download Global TV Nigeria on your phone and watch all programs on Global Television. What are you waiting for? Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us here on News Prime and on to Business News. The federal government has announced a ban on trucks carrying over 60,000 litres of hydrocarbon product from the loading at depots and traveling on federal roads, effective from March 1st, 2025. It also announced that from the fourth quarter of 2025, no truck carrying more than 45,000 litres of petroleum product shall be allowed to load from the depot. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority Executive Director of Distribution Systems, Storage and Retailing Infrastructure, Obogo, announced this at the briefing in Abuja. The Federal Capital Territory Administration, through its Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, has vowed to reclaim land illegally occupied at the Institutions and Research District of Abuja. The Director of the Department of Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima, said this during a stakeholder meeting with representatives of the indigenous communities from Zihudu and Poyi and the Peace Village in Abuja. Galadima explained that the department is committed to carrying out enforcement with a human face, hence the decision to invite indigenous stakeholders from the three communities to inform them about the proposed removal of structures erected illegally in the district. Now, the number of dormant bank accounts in Nigeria is over 19.69 million, according to the Industry Customer Account Database released by the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System. The data, which tracks monthly account statuses throughout 2024, indicates a steady rise in the active accounts, coinciding with new regulatory measures by the Central Bank of Nigeria requiring commercial banks to publish details of dormant accounts. A CBN directive issued to enhance transparency and return unclaimed funds to rightful owners comes amid the concerns that a significant number of accounts have remained idle for extended periods. The federal government has revealed that it's moving most electricity consumers in Nigeria to Band A, where they will enjoy a minimum of 20 hours of electricity supply daily. The Transmission Company of Nigeria announced a major milestone in the nation's power sector, revealing that Nigeria has achieved a new peak power generation of 5,543.20 megawatts. This milestone was disclosed in a statement issued by the management. Well, now to the foreign scene tonight. Hamas has handed over the bodies of Israeli hostages for the first time as part of the Gaza ceasefire deal. The bodies of 4 hostages have arrived at the Abu Kabri Forensic Institute in Jaffa, Tel Aviv, the Israeli Health Ministry says. The forensic teams will complete the formal identification process as efficiently and respectfully as possible with the utmost compassion towards the families, says spokesperson Shirat Solomon. Now, France returned its sole military base in Ivory Coast to local authorities, marking an end to decades of French presence at the site. A French and Ivorian defense minister signed the document to confirm the return shortly after the Ivorian flag was raised in the base parade ground. Ivorian Defense Minister Teni Biari says that this act marks a new era in the friendship and strategic collaboration between our two countries. The American woman has filed a lawsuit against a fertility clinic after a wrong embryo was implanted in her, causing her to give birth to a child that was not biologically hers. She later had to surrender the baby to its rightful parent. Kisina Morey from Savannah, Georgia, turned into vitro fertilization to fulfill a dream of becoming a mother using a sperm donor to conceive in December 2023. She gave birth to a healthy baby boy, but immediately knew something was wrong, and the child was black with both she and the donor were white. And I'm back to you. And now to sports stories. African Footballer of the Year, Ademola Lookman, has broken his silence on Atalanta manager Giampiano's harsh criticism, revealing that the designated taker instructed him to take the penalty in Tuesday's Champions League exit to Club Brugge. In an emotional statement, Lookman expressed his hope had been singled out by the Gasperini, who had labeled him one of the worst penalty takers ever after his spot kick was served in the 3-1 defeat. And that's our package here on News Prime tonight. But before we wrap up, let's take a look at our top stories. We told you earlier the Benue State House of Assembly says a statement credited to the Nigerian Bar Association on the resolutions of the Assembly over the removal of the State Chief Judge is hasty and out of context. And the business of your state government sued an industrial facility, Fountain Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Oloji, Ibadan, over its repeated violations and non-compliance with environmental regulations. Another 38-year-old American woman has filed a lawsuit against the fertility clinic after the wrong embryo was implanted in her, causing her to give birth to a child that was not biologically hers. And finally,